Pandora Hearts, Volume 1. It's been a long time coming. I'm just gonna say that right now. I watched the anime of Pandora Hearts around the same time I discovered Spice and Wolf. Quite a long time ago. And Pandora Hearts was a very unique anime when I first watched it. And I somewhat still remember the story and the plot of the anime. But it's been a long time because I've only ever watched it once. And I heard constantly when I finished the anime that the anime did not end on a proper note when it came to the manga. It went off and became filler. That's what happened towards the end of the anime. And after constantly hearing this over the years, I've always wanted to read the manga of Pandora Hearts. And finally, just recently, I decided to break down and buy volumes 1 through 5. I have the other volumes right up there next to Vagabond. And I decided to read through volume 1. Just finished reading it less than like 10 minutes ago. And I gotta say right now, it's pretty much the first episode of the anime. First and second episode of the anime. And I already see why I liked this series when I was younger. Like, I can already see why I really enjoyed this story when I first picked it up, when I was really getting into anime at a certain individual point in my life. Pandora Hearts definitely is one of the gateway anime that really made me grow as an anime watcher. I'm going to say right now, it's one of the big anime that I can really remember that got me into just listening to music and different things like that. And so I finally decided to take a crack at the manga. So this is going to be a little bit of a recommendation / review. Now, I don't want to spoil everything because, like I said, I kind of remember what happens because I see a lot of similarities with the anime already. Like, majority of this covers the anime's first and second episode. But I mainly just want to talk about a recommendation. Now, I do want to eventually review the content that I have never seen before. For instance, the content that the anime never shown. But I want to do kind of a recommendation. This is kind of my beginner start to future Pandora Hearts reviews. And so, anyways, let's talk about this. What is this about? Like, what is Pandora Hearts about? Enough talking about the backstory. What is this series about? So, the series is an Alice in Wonderland themed series. Now, before you start just slinging it to the side of the wall and just wanting to shit on it, listen, hear me out, okay? Even though this is an Alice in Wonderland themed type series, it takes a different route with the Alice in Wonderland theme. It takes a very dark route, and it uses it in a way that you normally don't see in everyday manga. Like, the way the complexity of the first volume is, like, it's not the most complex thing ever, but you can tell that there's a really good and deep story building, even in this first volume. Like, I forgot how much shit was just dropped upon you in the first volume. Now, like I said, this is a recommendation, so I want to try to keep this spoiler-free as possible, but there's just so much information dropped upon you in this first volume that majority will be looking at this volume, or this first volume, like, okay, so there's just so much going on here, like, oh my god, what should I expect? And that's what I think is the beauty when it comes to this series, right at the beginning, because it gives you all these different questions where you're wondering, like, okay, so what's gonna happen next? What is this? What happened here? What is this? What's this mean? So forth, so on. And that's kind of what this series is. It gives you so many questions, and you do know eventually that these questions are going to be answered, since this is volume 1, and there's a total of, I think, 23 volumes total in this series. The series is actually done. At this moment, the manga is over. The manga just recently ended like 3 to 4 weeks ago, and that's what drove me to start picking up these volumes before I could start reviewing them. And it's been a long time. I've actually wanted to talk about this for a while now, but I never got around to doing it. So, getting back on topic, this volume, for starters, if you like a very unique Alice in Wonderland theme series, you're definitely going to love this series. But you're probably asking, okay, what else is there to this series? The concept so far of this series, to give a brief summary of it, our main male character, Oz, he has made a sin. He's made a grave sin, an awful, awful sin. The awful sin he has committed is his very existence. And that is already sounding very fucking good. I mean, you think about that, that sounds very good in of itself. But it goes further than that. I mean, you have this different mystery world called the Abyss. And sinners, criminals are casted inside of this abyss to rot and die. And you get a brief glimpse of the Abyss. I'm not going to go completely in depth, like I said, try to keep it spoiler free. But you find out that this abyss is just very fucked up and twisted. I mean, you can definitely see the Alice in Wonderland theme in the series, when you especially see some of the artwork. Like, here, let me try to find a specific scene here, and you'll see, like, the Alice in Wonderland type look to this. Like, okay, look at that. I mean, you probably can't make it out as good, but there's some really creepy dolls like you would see in an Alice in Wonderland, like a dark Alice in Wonderland game or stuff in your book, and that's kind of what it looks like right there. It has some really creepy shit about it, and it's definitely a series that'll, I guess, kind of make you a little bit creeped out, but it'll make you interested to finding out what is going to happen. The artwork now when it comes to the series, it's pretty damn good. I mean, it doesn't seem like the standard artwork you see in shonen. It's not the standard mold of shonen art style. I don't know if this is a seinen or a shonen. I have no idea. I never took the time to actually looking up and seeing if Pandora Hearts is a seinen or shonen, or if it's something else entirely like a shoujo, which this is a fucking shoujo. Oh shit. But anyways, thing is, okay, Pandora Hearts is a great series. It has a very good introduction, solid introduction, has a great verse from what you could see from the first volume, and it has a lot of mysteries that make you want to know what's going to happen next. So what is really not to love? I mean, if you're wanting a very gripping, mysterious, dark Alice in Wonderland manga, I think you would like this. I really think majority of you will like this series. Give it a shot. I mean, it's pretty cool. It's got a very interesting main female character too, Alice in Wonderland, and she could transform into a giant black rabbit. So, yeah, or a bee-rabbit. So, tell me your thoughts. I love you all so much. You have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.